Assalamualaikum. What if the reason you still can't move on isn't because your divorce hurt, but because you're still waiting for the woman who hurt you to heal you? By the end of this video, you will understand why chasing closure is keeping you emotionally trapped and how to finally take your peace back. I will show you what closure really is and why most divorced men never find it. Oh yeah, and the mindset that helped me stop living in the past and start rebuilding my future. Several years ago, I learned something that completely changed the way I look at divorce. Like many men, I thought healing would come after I got answers. I thought if I could just understand why everything happened, if I could hear the truth, if I could receive one sincere apology, then maybe I could finally move on. I was wrong. Today, my mission is to help broken-hearted Muslim men to rebuild themselves after divorce with structure, emotional control, faith, fatherhood leadership, and purpose. Not because I studied through YouTube or books, but because I had to live it. And if you're watching this while still waiting for closure from your ex-wife, stay with me. Because what I'm about to share might save you years of emotional suffering. Back then, the hardest truth I had to accept was this: closure is not something your ex-spouse will give you. Closure is something you decide. The moment you stop outsourcing your peace to someone who may never explain, apologize, regret, understand, or repair what happened. Most men don't actually want closure. They might say, I just want to understand why. Come on, man. Underneath that, you actually want to say this: I want the pain to make sense. I want proof that I mattered. I want her to admit she hurt me. That's where the trap begins. Because sometimes the apology never comes. The explanation never comes. The accountability never comes. She moves on. She rewrites the story. And you are left holding questions that nobody intends to answer. And if your recovery depends on someone else's humility, then your life is still in their hands. I still remember spending nights replaying conversation in my head, thinking, if only I had said this, if only she understood this, if only I knew earlier. I wasn't healing. Instead, I was arguing with history. The past had already delivered its verdict. But I kept trying to reopen the case. And here's what I eventually realized: the past is not a drama. No amount of sensational dramas can change yesterday. At some point, every man is going to say, it happened. Yep. It hurts. Yep. I wore that shirt too. Another mistake I made was confusing unanswered questions with unfinished business. Perhaps you have these questions too. It's like, did she ever really love me? Was everything fake? Could I save the marriage? Was I simply not enough? Those questions feel productive, but they are not. They're just addictive. And you replay them because your mind believes one perfect answer will remove the pain. it won't. Those questions becomes, I call it, emotional escape. It's painful, compulsive, completely unproductive. I'm going to offer you some better questions like, what did Allah reveal about me through this trial? What weaknesses needed strengthening? What standards did I ignore? What boundaries failed? What kind of husband, father, Muslim man must I become now? That question builds your future. The other questions your past. One of the biggest shifts happened when I stopped trying to make someone understand my pain. Many divorced men spend years texting long messages, explaining, defending, clarifying, hoping she will understand. But here's something difficult to accept. Some people genuinely cannot understand you. Some refuse to. And some understand perfectly but don't want to carry the guilt. Let them. Stop trying to be understood by someone who benefits from misunderstanding you. Your healing does not require her agreement or anyone else. It only requires your acceptance. Let me share with you one exercise that changed everything for me. I wrote a closure letter, not to send, but to release. I wrote everything down, what's in my head and in my heart. What hurt me, what I wish had happened, what I regretted, what I forgave myself for, what I would never tolerate again, what lessons Allah had taught me. Then I closed it, folded it, because sending it would be another attempt to get a reaction. Do you think that's a closure? The goal isn't to change her. The goal is to free yourself. Oh, there's something else that transformed the way I view divorce. Every time I caught myself asking, why did she do this? I replaced it with, Alhamdulillah. What is Allah teaching me here? This one question shifted my attention away from her and back to my own growth. Instead of studying her behavior, I started studying the lesson. Divorce can make a man bitter, or it can make him wiser. One man keeps staring at the person, the other starts learning from the pain. Eventually, I realized something else. Peace. Peace is not weakness. My ego used to whisper, if you let this go, she's going to win. No. Letting go doesn't mean she was right. It means she no longer controls your emotional state. Forgiveness doesn't mean access. Acceptance doesn't mean approval. Silence doesn't mean defeat. Peace simply means you have become impossible to emotionally hijack, and that's a real strength. The final step surprised me the most. You stop needing closure. When your future becomes more emotionally attractive than your past, meaning you improve your salat, prayers, you strengthen your relationship with Allah, you work hard to improve your health and fitness, you lead your kids with calmness, and you love your wife with presence, you protect your finances, you train your emotional state. You build your mission, like what I'm doing now. Because when your present becomes meaningful, the past slowly loses its power. You stop begging yesterday to explain why it hurt. You are too busy building tomorrow. I've read many men asking, when will I know I have truly healed? Here's my answer. You will know when you no longer need her to apologize, fantasize about her regret, or you stop checking her life. You stop explaining yourself to people committed to misunderstand you. You can remember the marriage without wanting to return to it. You can co-parent without emotional reactivation. You can love your child without hating her mother. And you can protect your new marriage without dragging old poison into it. That is closure. Not dramatic or cinematic. Just quiet power. Islam teaches us something profoundly liberating. Not every answer belongs to us. No. Some answers belong only to Allah. Sometimes closure isn't found in explanation. It's found in Tawakkul. So do this instead. Pray to Him, O Allah, you know what I know, what I don't know. You saw what was hidden. Clean my heart, protect me from bitterness, and replace what broke me with what brings me closer to you. Some things in life, right, are meant to be secret. It's not to punish you, but to free you from spending the rest of your life reading the wrong chapter of your life. So let me leave you with this. You do not need the person who broke the chapter to explain the entire book. Allah is still writing your story. Believe me, the day you stop waiting for her permission to heal is the day you are rebuilding. If this resonated with you, download the Muslim Man Rebuild Playbook using the link in the description below. It's a free guide designed to help Muslim men rebuild confidence, emotional control, discipline, and purpose after divorce. And if you are looking for a personalized guidance, I'm going to invite you to apply for a private strategy call. We'll work together to create a practical roadmap for your next chapter. And if this message challenged the way you've been thinking, subscribe to the channel, The Maverick Mountain. Finally, I'd like to hear from you. What's the one unanswered question you have struggled to let go of after your divorce? Share in the comments. It may become the next video that helps another brother recover and rebuild. Remember, closure isn't the final composition. Closure is the final decision.